Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Tuesday, December 18th, 2012. Let's start out with the results. We were plus 6 in gold, plus 4 on the NQ, and plus 20 on crude oil. I will go over all the trades that we took, all the markets that we traded. I think we traded more than just those markets, but it started off a little slow this morning. I'll get into that in just a minute. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply and sign up for the free trial. With the free trial, you get everything that you see here, including the charting platform. We'll send you an email that has a link in it with a video telling you how to download the charting platform, the indicators, all that stuff. And then if you send me an email saying you want my layout, I will send you my layout so that your charts can look exactly like mine. All you have to do is import the layout, and that's it. Your charts will look just like mine. It's really pretty straightforward and simple. The whole process can take less than a half an hour. So go out to www.cfrn.net/apply, sign up for the free trial. All right, if you're on the free trial, we have partners meeting Thursday night, 9 p.m. Every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a partners meeting. We are up to number 91 right now. It's funny. A couple of years back, Dwayne and I were saying, before you know it, we'll be saying we're partners meeting number 100. That was when we were doing partners meeting number 1. We were saying that. Anyway, we are at 91 this week. Now, let's see. Trades. Let's start off. I'm going to look at the ES 10,000 contract. There's really just one thing that I quickly. I messed up my toolbars on this morning. There's really just one thing that I want to look at on here. I wanted to point out we had a pierce of the envelope right here, a pierce of the blue envelope on the CFDMT this morning at about 10:29. That suggested a 5 to 6 point move up from 1431. Okay, a 5 to 6 point move from 1431 would put us at 1436, 1437, and you can see we got right up there to 1438.5. The pierce of the envelope from the DMT, from the bottom, with the green trend strength line. It is significant. All right. Now let me jump over here to the 4-tick range ES. As much movement as we had today, we didn't have a lot of setups on the 4-tick range. We had a few in the pre-market. But once the market finally started to move, this grind up right here, it took a long time to make this move. I mean, I know it looks like it was pretty steep and quick, but it took an hour or more, actually, for it to make this move up. It was a steady move up. Unfortunately, it only gave 2 trade entries on the way up on the 4-tick range. One was right here and one was right here. You could have taken either one of those for the ride up to the weekly trading zone anyway, where I would have suggested reducing your risk. On either one, if you would reduce your risk to break even, you would have still been in it all the way up through the weekly trading zone. As things stand right now, there's bearish divergence, but if you look beyond the divergence to the trend line, there is a confirmation right here where you could have gone long at 1437.25. The high of the day obviously is right up here at 1438.5, so there's not a lot of room between here and the high of the day. All right, that was the ES on the 4-tick range and on the 10,000 contract. Now, again on the YM, we didn't trade this morning on the YM, but I did outline trades that were setting up. Okay, on this move up on the YM, there were plenty of opportunities to get in. And you can see that we had the same move up. Now, the morning started out kind of slow. This is what I was saying a few minutes ago. The morning started out pretty slow. You see how it consolidated and just went flat here for the first half an hour? And then after we had a low impact news event come out, we had this huge move up. So I'm sure there was something else that was going on other than the news event that came out. Right here there was an opportunity. We had bullish divergence. You could have just taken the up close off the BBC. There's bullish divergence again right here, just the up close off the BBC. Then in here there was so much momentum, even though it was moving slowly, there was so much momentum that it didn't let it draw down. All right, so in this case, you could have taken the close above any of these trend lines that I drew. In there, in here, in here. Any of these trend lines that I drew, you could have taken the close above them for an entry. Okay? And right now, we don't have a spot here just yet because, there we go, now we have a spot. All right, let me blow this up so you can see it a little bit better, and you'll see that now we have 2 bars and we can draw a trend line. So we don't have any divergence to support the long trade here. We're going right into dynamic resistance, but a close above that bar right there, a close above that trend line, should at least send us up to the swing high pivot. I know there's not a lot of room in there. You should consider that as well. Alright, that was the YM. Now let's jump over here to the NQ. On the NQ, we did take a few trades this morning on the NQ. Couple trades. Yeah, it looks 3 trades. All right, I was getting frustrated with the NQ this morning. I was getting frustrated with all the markets this morning at between 9:30 and 10 because there wasn't any follow through. So I started at some point. I just said, you know what? I'm just going to take small chunks on, because I kept getting small gains on all the trades, and then it would pull back to my break-even point and stop me out. You can see the first trade I took right here. We had a bullish cross. We closed up above the trend line over here, so I went long in there, and I ended up getting out break-even. I missed the next trade right in here. I missed this nice short trade right here. I missed this nice long trade right in here. I did take this one over here, and that was my second stop out at break-even on the NQ. I had another couple of stop outs at break-even on other markets. And that's when I said, you know what, the next trade, I'm just going to take 4 ticks when I get it, because I had 4 ticks in this one, I had 4 ticks in this one, I had better than 4 in this one, I had like 8 on that one. And this one here gave me 4 ticks, and I took it. And that's how I ended up, plus 4 ticks on the NQ. There was another opportunity right here, and there were a few more on the way up here, a few more opportunities on the long side. I ended up missing all of them. But you see we get into the break right here. We're still going up, still have nice moves. There was no divergence to support this, so we're just looking at closes above these trend lines that I'm drawing here. Now, right here on the NQ, it's suggesting it's going to go up some more. We just got to close above the trend line right there. We do have some bullish divergence, so you could have just gotten long off the BBC right here as well. Okay, that's it. On the NQ, we ended up plus 4 ticks on 3 trades.
Hey, Mike.
Okay. Yes.
Mike, can you pause the video for a minute? Ben's going to pop in.
Yep. I think I can.
Or do you want to leave it, just leave it running?
We can just leave it running. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Ben, are you there?
Ben is not there yet.
He just dinged my phone, so he'll be here in a moment.
Okay.
Ben? If we're talking, he won't butt in.
Okay. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, that's not very good for radio when you have to be.
Yeah, I know. The silent moments.
From the time he dings my phone, though, he's got to dial that number and wait for the lady.
Oh, yeah, he's got to wait for the lady and then dial in the PIN number and all that stuff.
Pound sign, PIN number. Very cumbersome. Ben, are you there?
Almost there. All right. Well, I'll just slowly talk about other markets so he won't be afraid to butt in.
All right, there, just go ahead and speak up.
Yep.
Guys, we're talking about Ben from tradersaudio.com. He squawks the markets live from the floor of the exchange every day. Has been for quite a number of years. His website's tradersaudio.com. If you've never been there, you can go take a 3-day, I believe it is, free trial and listen to him squawk the markets. And they squawk a number of markets. It used to be just the S&P 500, but now squawks several different markets, or he has people squawking several different markets. Ben, are you there? All right, Mike, just go ahead. I guess he wasn't able to make it.
I'm just going into the soybeans right here. I didn't trade anything on the beans. You know, if Ben shows up, just have him butt right in. You know, it's fine. I didn't trade anything on the beans. I was waiting for them to open up at 10:30. Now, the big thing about the beans was Dwayne's tweet last night. He said get short right here. Have a sell stop in right in here. All right, and that dropped what, 13 cents? It dropped 13 cents. With all that movement in the Globex, I was saying before the market even opened up that we're probably going to consolidate quite a bit when it opens up. And it did consolidate quite a bit. It gave one possible entry right here. I wasn't really paying all that much attention to it. It gave one possible entry right there. And since the end of the morning session, it started to move around a little bit. We had bullish divergence here, so let me just draw a trend line on here since I got the trend line drawing tool. There we go. We had bullish divergence right here, so we could have just taken the up close, but I probably wouldn't have done that until we broke out of this area right here. All right. This trend line I can draw right over here, like this. There we go. So the up close after that trend line was a spot where you could have gotten long on this on the move up. There was that, and let's see, there was one more spot right over here. That was a trend line down, so right in here. I'll show you. This is on the soybeans. These are the two spots where you could have gotten long on this move up. All right. Now everything's crossed down below the BBC, so we have to wait and see where this bar paints. But right now, it's looking like this would be the trend line, and we'd be looking for a close down below that bar. All right. We didn't trade any soybeans this morning. Let's jump back over here to the NQ. Now, I drew this line in here on the NQ. I drew this line in here on the NQ. S&P upgrades Greece's credit rating to stable. That's kind of bullish, I guess. I drew this line in here on the NQ when I was going over the NQ. You can see we got the up close on the NQ and things moved up. I also drew one over here on the ES, and I said we would look for an up close above that, and it moved up. And I drew one over here on the YM, and I said an up close above that, and it would move up. So you guys got to watch me from the beginning of this recording to right now. You got to see everything sort of come together and work. Let's see if the soybeans have done anything yet. No, they haven't. And the euro, I didn't go over the euro, but the euro was straight up too, just like all the other markets. Okay. The euro's done trading right now electronically anyway. So we're gonna move away from the euro to some of the other markets in here. All right. Let me go to crude oil. Okay, because I took a bunch of trades on crude today, and I'll show you those. All right. This morning, my first trade was right here. It was a down close off of the BBC right here. All right, I traded short off the BBC. When it moved down here in a couple of the black line, I had moved my stop to break even. It pulled back up, and then it made a nice move down. All right, I didn't get any of that nice move down. I got a break even right there. But I did get short again over here on the down close below this trend line. Took some profit there. I missed the one over here. I missed the one over here. I missed that one and that one. And when I say I missed it, I mean I really did miss it. I didn't choose not to take it. I just missed it because I was doing too many other things. Right in here, we had an up close above this trend line. That moved up. I took some profit there. I took a break even on this one. I missed that one. I took some profit on that one. I took some profit on this one. And this was the end of the morning session right here. Since then, it's gone pretty flat. The fact that it's gone pretty flat doesn't mean there were no trades available. There was one right over here. I'll show you. Right there's the trend line. You needed a down close below the trend line, so that would have been right there for that move down. Okay. That was crude oil this morning. Now we're doing the same thing. What you need to take away from this is on all these 4-tick range charts, I'm doing the exact same trade setup over and over and over and over again. All the 4-tick range charts, regardless of the market. I'm doing the same trade setup. I'm putting on 8 ticks risk on every single trade. I could almost have a generic DOM that just says, it has just random numbers, and I'll put the order on where the numbers hit. When the bar closes, I put the order on at the bid, and I have 8 ticks risk, to go long. And when it goes short, I put the order on at the ask, and I have 8 ticks risk. All right, I manage the trades with price action. Usually I'm taken out of a trade not by hitting a target, but by hitting my trailing stop. Okay, that's usually how I'm taken out of a trade. That's all there is to it. That was gold. Now let me show you the Russell. Okay, did I go over the Russell? I didn't go over the Russell yet. The Russell had a bunch of opportunities as well once it got out of this this initial chop period. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Once it got out of that initial choppy period, it had a bunch of opportunities in here. I only highlighted a couple of them, but we'll close above this trend line right here that I drew in. Would have been an indication to go long. Let's see, there were plenty of these on the way up. I can draw a whole bunch of these little trend lines in here. There's one. Here's one. Here's one. Those were all opportunities to get into this move up, okay? As it turned out, price pulled all the way back to the BBC over here. We had bearish divergence. When I say bearish divergence, what I mean is the green line was pulling away from a down sloping cycle down here. I know that can be a little misleading to some folks, but what I mean is there is divergence and the market is likely to move in a bearish fashion. Okay? That's what I mean. All right, but again, when the cycle's been overbought for so long, it's going to reset, basically, and that's what it does. As soon as it consolidates, it'll drop down to the bottom, and then it'll move back up when the markets move back up. And you can see that's what's happening now. All right, so on the Russell, there's no more opportunity. I don't think I took a single trade. I might have taken one break-even trade on the Russell. The gold was frustrating me most of the morning, but let me show you what happened here. All right, my first trade was a close. It was a down close right here off the BBC. Again, same exact thing I've done on all the other 4-tick range charts. We had the bearish cross, tested the BBC with a down close with bearish divergence. Okay, right in here. This was our bearish divergence right there. I got short. I moved my stop to break even. It took me out of break even. I actually think I might have gotten a tick profit on that or something. But again, it moved down. I missed this trade. I missed this trade, but they were all there. That one was there. That one was there. This one I would have stopped out on had I taken it, but I missed that one as well. I did take this one, and I did stop out on it. I'm missing a nice run right now. Go ahead, rub it in, Bruce. Right here we had bullish divergence to test to the BBC with an up close. I missed that one. And when the market got over here like this, I had taken a short trade right here, and I got out of it quickly because the green line was almost down to the cycle here. So I had moved my stop up to break even, and it took me out, and then the market just tanked. It did like all of this stuff. You can see down here, 122 to 123. All of that's in a minute. Then 123 to 1124. All of this is in a minute. Then 1124 to 1125. All that was in a minute. Right in here, I did put on a short, and I took profit at plus 8 ticks. That put me at break even on the morning. The market jumped around. All this stuff, like right here, 1125 all the way to 1126. All these bars are in 1 minute. So I didn't try to take any trades in there. I waited until it slowed down just a little bit. I took a long trade over here. That's what put me back in the green. And then there were more opportunities in here as the price kept jumping around. But this was during the break, and you can see during the break it would have been a little complicated to jump into some of those. Once the market slowed down, and you can see in here that the market did slow down. Like it's a little slower right now. What we would look for right now, for instance, is we would draw a trend line down the tops like this, and once this bar closes, then that would be a valid trend line, and we would look for a close above that trend line. Okay, we ended up plus 4 ticks on the gold, after being down 8 ticks for most of the morning. Actually, plus 6 ticks on the gold. Sorry, after being down for 8 ticks most of the morning, and that is pretty much it. All right, I think. Let me just look over here. I don't think Ben came around, but I think we're all good to go now. Again, if you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply and sign up for the free trial. All right, the YM just had a nice run right here. So did the ES and the NQ. That right there is your trend line on the NQ. That's your trend line. I'm sorry, that was your trend line on the YM. That's your trend line on the NQ. And this is your trend line on the ES. That's for all the partners who have the actual charts. The same thing is going on over here on the Russell too. As everything's starting to pull back after that quick move up, everything's pulling back, and it looks like everything is giving. Now, if you're a pullback, this would be about 50%. Of the pullback, this would be about 38. This would be about 50, maybe 38, and this would be about the same thing. All right. That said, I'm going to wrap up my recording right now, and we can move out to Vegas, I think.